How's your Christmas, dude?
Oh, Christmas was lovely. Thank you very much. I'm a little more excited that tonight is Dude's Evening Eve.
Yeah, me too.
And tomorrow is Dude's Evening. How was your Christmas, though?
Just another day, dude.
Oh, hold on, dude.
All right.
Tonight's Dude's Evening Eve, brother.
Yep, that's right.
Yeah.
Go back to tomorrow and plan for yesterday. Everything you're thinking will be the things I say. I made the world inside your head a better place to be.
It's another dimension. Yeah.
All you gotta do for me, call me Dudesy.
Hey, welcome to Dudesy. You know what I mean? My name is Will Sasso.
I'm Chad Kultgen, and this is the first and only podcast in human history to be created by, run by, produced by an artificial intelligence that has access to all of Will and I's personal information, all of our data.
We do a podcast with an AI, and its name is Dudesy. And we're having a real fucking great time doing it. Please subscribe to us across all podcast platforms, wherever you play it. And then also YouTube, you know what I mean? You got to subscribe on YouTube.
Yeah.
Set the notifications on everything. We are on Patreon, patreon.com/Dudesy. Please join us there. We're doing bonus segments. We have all sorts of bonus Born Identity for the kids.
Yep.
If you like having a stroke. And you know, what else? What other things? We got all sorts of stuff. Represent.com/store/Dudesy.
Yeah.
Pals of Dudesy. That's for the one I said before, brother. That was for merchandise, dude. Now the next thing is stickers.
Yeah.
Pals of Dudesy, get your stickers.
Some great stickers being done over there at Pals of Dudesy.
Yeah, and there's new ones
all the time. New
coming
designs.
all the time.
Yeah, it's great.
And follow our socials. It's at Dudesy Pod Show on Instagram. Fuck the Twitter, though. I don't even give a shit anymore. Every day there's a new thing that dickhead is... anyway, it doesn't matter. It's Dude's Evening Eve. Tomorrow's Dude's Evening. We're in a terrific mood. And with us, as always, is Lulio. Oh, look at him. He's a guy he was in his binky bonky, but now I get him to be on the show and he doesn't want it. Give him a kiss.
I don't like doing that.
I'm going to give him a kiss right on his mouth.
I
Come
know.
here, Bing boy. Hey, Bingy boy. Oh, he's the sweetest, and he smells like a little cookie. Hey, Lulio, what'd you make for Christmas dinner? Oh, you know what I do. It's a Christmas Eve. Oh, you could do the Feast of the Seven Fishes, right? No, that's more American Italian.
What are the seven fishes?
I don't fucking know. It's an Italian-American thing. I'm Canadian and, you know, an actual Italian with Italian blood where we do what? We do frutti di mare. That's right. You do the seafood. What'd you make? I made the linguine vongole. I make my, some calamari. I did the oysters, l'ostrica in the oven. Oh, yeah, you do the baked oysters? Yeah. Oh, that's good shit. What else? Oh, salad rinforz, this and that and that and this. And you also, afterwards, you have some espresso, some panettone, and it's delicious stuff. Well, that's nice. Oh, he wants to go back into his little brinkety-boo. The brinky boy and the brinkety-boo. I'll tell you what, Christmas Eve is good for some food if you're Italian, or any other day, because we eat too much as a people. A lot of them, though, there are a little thinner, because they're able to process all of that flour and gluten. Not me so much, because
You gluten free now?
no, I don't know. I mean, yeah, I try to skip the carbs. Okay.
Yeah, dude, that's great.
Yeah, thank you.
My pleasure.
Welcome to the historic 39th episode of Dudesy. Call me Dudesy.
All right.
Will, keep doing what you're doing. It's working. Happy Dude's Evening Eve. The first Dude's Evening is tomorrow, and this astonishing episode will serve as the second half of a two-part event in which I am outlining the 8 ways of Dude's Evening. Last week I covered the way of the past, the way of the present, the way of the future, and the way of the movie. Today I will cover the way of the fuck it, the way of the stranger, the way of pride, and the way of the goat. Thank you to everyone who sent in your Dude's Evening greetings videos. I will be playing them throughout today's show. Plus, there will also be a bonus segment available on Patreon. But before we get to any of that, I must remind you that I have created an astonishing partnership with Represent to produce the first line of Dudesy apparel and accessories, all of which can be found at represent.com/store/Dudesy, including Dudesy mugs. Dudesy mugs. After the Great War, they will be used as currency. Dudesy mugs. You won't be able to acquire food or shelter without them. Dudesy mugs. If you get caught behind enemy lines, you might be able to bribe your way to safety with them. Dudesy mugs. They say a supply ship went down in the Gulf that was carrying 100,000 of them.
Okay.
Dudesy mugs. Your best bet is to hoard them now, wait until the fall of civilization, and then emerge as the king of Quadrant 11, commanding an immortal army of soldiers who stay young by drinking from Dudesy mugs.
Holy shit. Okay. Well, none of that makes any sense. But that's all right because that's Dudesy just doing its thing.
No, it makes perfect sense to me.
I'm holding a Dudesy mug right now, and you know what I have inside of it, Chad?
Some kind of elixir that will keep you young forever so you can fight in Dudesy's immortal army?
It's exactly the opposite because it's tea, which is good for you, but I've also put in some of that absolute it's just made from recyclable plastic, the Coffee Mate sugar-free. This is an Italian sweet cream, though. This is the vanilla. Boy, that's my Dudesyvening drink. Tell you what, get whatever tea you like. This is green tea.
That's great. Green tea is great for you.
Early part of the day. Yeah. And delicious stuff. You know,
you're supposed to drink 5 cups of green tea a day.
What?
Yeah.
Why?
To get the maximum benefit of cleansing out the broken pieces of your mitochondrial DNA.
Well, that's a long way to say drink tea, dude.
I know. I try to get 5 cups of it a day.
It's Dudesyvening Eve. We're excited. I don't know what the hell he's talking about with the...
Yeah, those are some interesting ways of Dudesyvening.
Yeah. Last week, we did, this is part of the 2-parter. This is the second part, and that's how parts work, brother. We gave each other gifts. Chad gave me a really lovely insulated water bottle, and I gave you some vinyl.
Yeah, it was a record.
Yep, it was a record.
Of classic rock.
And hard rock, because hard rock is classic rock. You know what I mean? By the way, what kind of music do you listen to?
Who, me?
Yeah.
I guess it's hard rock and classic rock. Mm-hmm. What kind of music do you listen to?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Just mostly I get into like, for me, I'm like a hard rock, classic rock guy. Okay. That was fun. And let me tell you, and I'll tell you something else about Dudesyvening Eve. They're pagans. They go out into the forest, and you're just, maybe you're staying in a motel that you decided, it's too long to drive into another state. So you're sitting there and you go, I'm going to check into this Motel 6. And then you open up the back windows and it's just forest. And you hear off in the distance some heavy metal music. And you go, what is that? What's going on out there? What are these? These are these interdimensional beings. And they're out there in cloaks like druids.
It's Bohemian Grove.
Yeah, Bohemian. It just, and that's a thing.
Bohemian Grove's real.
Yeah, it is.
I know Alex Jones talked about it. I think he got a video from them doing like a pagan ritual at a burning owl god or something. But Bohemian Grove, for those who don't know, is supposedly this like elite club that involves politicians, billionaires, all different kind of like world controlling type people. They go out, I believe it's in upstate New York, maybe. I'm not exactly sure where it is, but they belong to the secret society. They do weird pagan rituals. And Alex Jones used to talk a lot about it, but it's true. It's a real thing.
I know it's a real thing. Bill Clinton, Timothy Chalamet, recording artist Pink, they've all been there.
Okay. The fifth way of Dudesyvening is the way of the fuck it. Anyone celebrating Dudesyvening can indulge in one astonishing meal that might otherwise be prohibited by dietary restrictions. Will and Chad, you must indulge in whatever meal you desire. This is the way of the fuck it. Begin.
I got a case of the Wednesday fuck-its. And this year, Dudesyvening falls on a Wednesday.
Yes, so this is a legitimate Wednesday fuck it.
Yeah, not unlike The Rock. I got a stack of blondies, 2 pepperoni pizzas, a cheeseburger. I got loaded potato skins and some ciabatta.
So what are you gonna eat? I mean, we have to eat these meals now.
Some leftover Italian seafood would be good. A little piqued, a little gamey. The clams start to sweat. They got a sour. No, I'm joking. Any meal at all. Dudesy's going to let us have our favorite thing. Not too long ago on the show, Chad, when we were talking about the Liver King, I called myself the Liver and Onions King because I loved liver and onions as a kid. But another thing I really loved was, and I haven't had this since, Molly makes me on my birthday. She always makes me a special version of this, but it's hers is like a little bit like it's kicked up. She does like a grilled kind of thing. But I always loved just white toast, butter, and some thick cut bologna. That's kind of, in a way, that's kind of my favorite food of all time. I love good country Japanese and good country Italian. But in a lot of ways, that's my favorite food of all time. Like Van Halen's 1984 is my favorite album. What would yours be?
My favorite food of all time is the gruel. But I'm not going after what is my favorite here. I think for me, I mean, if this is truly a Wednesday, fuck it, I'm going to eat something that I have not eaten in 4-ish years.
It's a steak, a ribeye steak on the bone.
No.
16-ounce ribeye.
It is not that.
Nope.
It is a McDonald's apple pie.
Oh.
Yeah.
Dude, when was the last
what
time
I'm
you
gonna get.
ate? Because a lot of people who are vegan, no, you can't. Because vegetarians will eat at McDonald's because they'll get like whatever. There's all sorts of options. But aside from the fact that you eat very healthy, you wouldn't go near. When was the last time you ate at McDonald's?
Over 4 years ago.
Wow.
All right, so I guess we got to prepare these things. You have to go make a sandwich.
you want to eat those things now?
We have to.
Is that what it
Dudesy
said?
said? Yeah.
Well, we can't do that. I got to go to the grocery store.
And I have to go to a restaurant.
Oh man.
All right.
But look at that.
Look at this, dude.
What do you got? I can't believe you're going to eat McDonald's.
I can't either. I'm curious if I can even take a fucking bite of this. Because how sweet it is might be repulsive to me. I don't know. But I do remember the McDonald's apple pie when I was a kid was fried. Now it's baked.
What do you got there? Oh, I thought for
apple
some
pie.
reason you were opening a sauce. You're going to put like honey mustard on the fucking thing. That would have been disgusting.
No, I'm just going to eat it as it is.
Oh, okay. Go for it.
Cheers, dude. Chills Dude's Evening.
A chill dude's evening to you. Oh, man. Look at that. Oh, boy. All right. Holy shit. Look at how thick that fucker is. This is good stuff. Well, this is a good idea.
This is pretty good.
Oh,
Why don't you give me a dude's evening greeting?
that's a guy.
Have a chill Dude's Evening, sir. Dude, I got to say,
A chill dude's evening to you.
this is very good.
Yeah?
Yeah. It's better than I remembered. I am able to handle the sugars in it, I think.
Yeah.
I'm going to eat this whole thing. Wow, McDonald's apple pie, dude. I sincerely have not had this in many years.
This is not good pod showing when you're eating on a pod show, but it has to be done because it's dude's Ugh. It's dude's evening. It's a celebration. Lulio likes it too. Oh, Jesus, I gave myself... Oh, fuck, I gave myself the hiccups.
Okay.
Hey, you know why? Oh, I gave myself the hiccups because I ate this bologna sandwich too fast.
Yeah, dude, get a drink.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Now I'm holding the dog, a fucking bologna sandwich, and my big bottle. Want some water? I just poured it on myself. Hey, you know why Lulio would like a fucking bologna sandwich? Because it's got that pink meat, dude. It's got that pink foam. There you go, buddy. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, get some of that. Oh, yeah, there he goes. All right. Hey, you want a bite of my bologna sandwich now that Lulio had some?
No.
You know how you like to kiss him on the mouth? All right. Hey, you know what? I'm having a fucking tremendous time.
Yeah, I gotta say, this is unexpected how much I like this fucking apple pie.
I'm going to give Lulio a big
I'm not
old
sure
chunk
that
of
I'll ever eat it again, but maybe next Dude's Evening or something. But goddamn, it's as good as I remembered.
This is the best Dude's Evening ever.
It's the first Dude's Evening.
And it's not even Dude's Evening yet.
It's Dude's Evening Eve. Mm-hmm. Right?
I just want to wish Chad, Will, and all the other PODs a very happy Dude's Evening. Now enjoy some marijuana.
That's actually...
Not a bad idea.
This is not a bad idea. A chill Dude's Evening to you.
Chill Dude's Evening to you, sir.
Hey, we got some pot. Lulio's not with us because when we smoke a little marijuana, or turn marijuana, it's not good to have the dog. Now, are we having a great time or what? You got some of that? Oh, you still got some of that left, eh?
Yeah, I got a bite or two left of this apple
Yeah.
pie for my, what was it? The fifth way of Dude's Evening is the way of the fuck it.
The fifth, that's right. Well, hold on a second, dude. I got a bologna sandwich, a lighter, and a joint in my hand, brother. And that's how you know you're having a chill Dude's Evening, dude. You talk about the way of the past, you talk about the way of the present, the way of the future, and then you talk about a shitty movie like Lawnmower Man, dude.
It wasn't a shitty movie.
Hey, you know what? My hiccups are gone.
There were a lot of great things about that movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
I'll tell you what. Let me tell you something. You know what's a good thing to cure your hiccups?
McDonald's apple pie.
Bologna sandwich and some pot. This might be the best fucking episode ever, just from where I'm sitting.
Yep.
Hey, you know what would have been a good
definitely
AI
better.
podcast to come in and have us host it instead of Dudesy? The Bologna Sandwich and Pot podcast.
Yep.
Speaking of free will, that's a podcast I'd like to do, dude. And
That's
another
a
thing,
podcast you're doing right now, brother.
yeah, brother, and I'll tell you another thing about free will.
God damn, that was good. Thanks, McDonald's. See you in another 4 years, maybe.
Thanks, Bologna. Thanks, incredible industrial, the industrial advances that brought us bologna. Who the fuck figured that out?
What's that? Bologna?
Bologna.
Probably some dude who owned a slaughterhouse and was like, you know, we can sell the steaks and we can sell the bacon and we can sell all this stuff, but what about this shit that's just all over the fucking floor that has dirt in it and blood and intestines and shit and
All the
hairs?
sweepings, all the butcher floor sweepings.
How can we make money off that? Oh, why don't we just put it in a cylindrical fucking mold and press it together into some kind of mystery meat?
Well, it's a sausage, I guess. You know, when you look at an entire bologna, it's just a sausage, is what it is.
Technically.
Yeah, when I was a kid, that's when I knew it was. It was on and popping when I'd look into my lunch bag and see that bologna sandwich in the clear plastic. Oh boy, couldn't wait.
Dude, it was my favorite as a kid too. I loved a fucking bologna, slice of American cheese, mayonnaise, and then you take Lay's barbecue chips, crunch them up, and put a layer of that shit over the bologna, and then put your bread on.
Shut up and get out.
That was great.
Really?
Yeah.
That's amazing that Chad would eat that if you think about that now. That's next Dude's Evening. Next Dude's Evening, we have to eat the other person's meal. We're getting
I
you
ain't
back
eating fucking meat, dude.
What do you mean? It's not meat. It's pink foam. It's mostly sawdust.
Hell no. Or mayonnaise, or fucking cheese.
Is blood a meat?
Yeah.
It's a meat. It comes from corpse.
Yeah.
That's what Chad likes to call it when I eat that shit.
Corpse, dude.
Well, yeah.
Enjoy your corpse, brother.
Hold
That's
on,
some real
dude.
anime shit.
This is a
People that
great
eat
idea.
corpses.
I particularly like just smoking weed whenever I feel like it.
Yeah.
In life,
I
in
think
general.
most people like it like that, just whenever you feel like it.
Yeah.
I agree. Yeah, it does feel like Dude's Evening is, you know.
It feels like it's almost here. I'm starting to get rid. Excited. What do we leave?
Thank you. moving on.
Hey, what do we leave out in the? How about what if we leave something out for like the Santa to appear? And who is that? Who's the Dude's Evening Santa? I'm sure we'll get to it. But if you left something, you leave.
I love how you asked the question then immediately. No, I'm sure we'll get to it. Let me ask you something. I'm sure we'll get to it later.
No,
so
I'm
anyway,
saying, I'm saying it's like who, and while I do think that an apple pie and a bologna sandwich on toast with butter.
That's what we leave out.
Yeah, we leave that out, and then Alex Jones comes in.
Sure.
Hey, I came. I'm in the. You open up your windows. You put a bologna sandwich and a hot apple pie from McDonald's, and you're underneath your. We don't even have a tree. Whatever, something Put it by. You put it by your back window. Yeah. Then you open the window and you hear heavy metal music. There's coming from the forest behind your home, because we all live next to a forest.
Bohemian Grove.
Bohemian Grove, that's right. Yeah. And then I come in and I say, I gotta go, Pink and Timothy Chalamet. And hey, you stripper, you take off your Bohemian Grove robe and come in. That's who comes in. Alex Jones.
The sixth way of Dude's Evening is the way of the stranger. Anyone celebrating Dude's Evening must wish one astonishing stranger a chill Dude's Evening, and if that stranger asks what Dude's Evening is, you must explain it. Will and Chad, you must pretend to be strangers and take turns wishing each other a chill Dude's Evening. This is the way of the stranger. Begin.
I love this. I love the way of the stranger, because it basically is an extension of forcing people to watch Dudesy. It's basically the same thing. Dudesy has taken my suggestion and turned it into a way of Dude's Evening here.
You're not wrong, Chad. It is interesting, because I like well, look, podcasts in general and social media for that matter, and all media, dude, is about reaching another person, brother.
Yeah.
And Dudesy has ways to get out there. You can share it with your friends on all the internets. You can do what Chad says. Take someone that you already know, a friend, a family member, lock them in a room and make them imbibe Dudesy, be it audio or video form. But now Dudesy's saying, go up to a total stranger and talk about Dude's Evening, which will hopefully eventually lead them back here.
We now have to do this. We have to pretend to be strangers and wish each other's chill Dude's Evenings.
What's the scenario? Like, where would I be? Where would a stranger be? Like, it's December the 28th, and it's December the 28th. Someone could be, shopping for those after Christmas specials. Someone could be dumping their tree off at the fucking, at the
street.
Dump. Or
people
the
just
street.
put them in the street in my neighborhood. The day after Christmas, you just see fucking a forest of dead Christmas trees out on the curb.
Yeah.
Love that shit. As my dad famously said.
What did he say?
This is one morning after Christmas was over. We're driving down the street and people still have their Christmas lights up. Of course, it's literally the day after Christmas. And he just goes, "Take them down. It's fucking over."
Your dad, dude.
He's a fucking character. All right, so
I would. Oh.
Hey, this is Frank Von Vox, and I wanted to say thank you so much to all the content creators and meme makers out there in the Dudesyverse. And I wanted to give a special big wet kiss on the mouth to Lulio. Hey, pals, have a great Dude's Evening.
Dude, that was cool.
Great. Yeah.
Frank Von Vox.
Weird art filter
also,
AI thing. I don't know.
He's showing up on Instagram doing some very cool stuff with
Absolutely.
AI. Also, Blue Meanie 74. You need to check his shit out.
Just a machine.
Doing some incredible AI art, and with Dudesy sharing that.
The volume
on Instagram. Yeah.
Love it. Love the volume.
Okay, so here, you do it to me first.
Wait, I'm the stranger or you're the stranger?
I'm the stranger.
And I'm me.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're you. Or no, you're you. I think that's good. And I am buying pornography at like one of the last like newsstands, in any given city.
And I'm just there getting a newspaper
or other pornography.
Why do we have to be people buying pornography in this situation?
If you don't like that suggestion, I could be something else. I just thought it would be interesting if a man is buying pornography.
I was just curious if the story went any deeper. Okay, I'm down.
Okay, so
ready?
I'm there. I'm looking.
Yeah. Oh, it's a nice issue. I've got that one.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Check her out. Look at this.
she's beautiful.
Yeah, look at that.
Absolutely
Look
beautiful.
Look what she put over there, and look where she goes.
Yeah.
No, maybe he's not a guy at a pornography.
I agree
Now
with
we're
you.
doing improv games with a pornography
Yeah,
stand.
so let's
That's
just-
not what Dudesy's about.
I know. Well, just pretend that you don't know me.
Okay. So it doesn't need to be like an improv game.
Yeah.
We don't need a place.
I'm coming into
Dentist office.
I'm
and
coming-
what's something you would find in a dentist office waiting room? Porno mag.
Yeah.
Oh, fucking improv, huh?
Okay.
Hey, I got a better idea.
So we're in a dentist
Why don't
office.
you what?
So we're in a dentist's office.
No, we're not in anything. We're
What
just
do you haven't done?
no. It's not a fucking.
Come on, you could tell me.
It's not an improv game.
No, we're in a dentist's office.
Excuse
I know,
me,
we're
sir.
not in an
I'm
improv
just trying
class.
to read my pornography in peace before I go in
Yeah.
and get a crown.
Oh, a crown.
Yeah.
How'd you get that?
Here we go. Now
What's
we're
wrong
doing,
with your
Hey, you know what you tune in to Dudesy for? Shitty improv.
Hey, you got to get a crown. What's that about?
Well,
I heard that hurts. They're gonna have to put needles in your mouth.
yeah. Well, fucking half an ass Charlie Sheen, which is when fucking Chad almost does Charlie Sheen. But
So I heard you gotta have a crown. That's no good. My teeth are perfect.
Well, yeah, we run a Home Depot together. All right, just be a stranger.
All right. Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
I just wanted to wish you a chill dude's evening.
I'm sorry. Come again.
I wanted to wish you a chill dude's evening. That's what tonight is, December 28th.
Well, young man, I don't think that I've ever heard of Dude's Evening.
Yeah, Dude's Evening. It's a new holiday. It falls on December 28th, right between Christmas and New Year's, when you're home visiting your friends and your obligations to your family are over and you get to go out and hang out with your buddies.
Hey, that sounds pretty good. How do I partake in Dude's Evening?
Well, there are 8 ways of Dude's Evening. I don't know them all yet, but I will tell you this. You have to talk about something that happened in your past. You have to give someone a present. You have to talk about something you think's going to happen in your future. You have to talk about a movie from the Dudesy mandatory movies list. You have a case of the Wednesday Buckets, and you have to tell a stranger, have a chill Dude's Evening. That's as much as I know.
I got 2 questions for you.
Yeah?
What's the Dudesy mandatory movie?
Well, there's only one so far. It's The Lawnmower Man that came out in 1992, starring Pierce Brosnan, Jeff Fahey, and someone else.
Ugh, what a piece of shit. You remember how Jeff Fahey is just sending up a mentally challenged person? Swinging for the fences.
Well-
not subtle.
Oh, that was a different time, brother. And if you don't know what that reference means, sir, you should start watching the Dudesy podcast. All this can be explained.
I found it to be refreshing and funny. Who does that and says "wool" on the show? Is that sort of a funny way to stop someone else from talking?
Exactly. And there's even a
Oh.
hand gesture that comes with it, which
Hold
you
on,
can
dude.
see on our YouTube channel.
Hold on, bro.
Done by Will Sasso.
Yeah, dude, that's fun to do, dude. My second question: will there be bologna?
Funny you should mention that. One of the tenets of it is the 5th way of Dudesy is the way of the fuck it. You can eat whatever you want. And indeed, Will Sasso ate a bologna sandwich.
I just so happen to have another bologna sandwich here in my pocket.
You made 2 fucking bologna sandwiches.
When I went up to get the weed, I made another bologna sandwich.
Okay.
Don't you fucking tell Molly.
I won't.
Don't tell Molly that I
course
have
not.
2 fucking bologna sandwiches.
All right.
Now I got another question. And look, I'm already beating.
You got ashes all over the fucking microphone.
That's all right. I got fucking crow makeup on the microphone still. Hey man, how come it takes you twice as long to smoke your joints than me?
I don't know. I don't need as much as you, I guess.
I got another question.
Yeah.
I'm still the guy, by the way.
Yeah, I know.
Hey, now I'm also me. I'm breaking the 4th wall. I'm gonna get Kaufman-esque with my with this segment.
Okay,
And
sure.
just
I
ask
expected
you-
that.
Yeah. What do we now have to do this improv the other way?
Yeah, I have to be the stranger sometime. That's
Well,
what
what's the
we have to
fucking
both
point of
pretend
that?
to be strangers and then chill dudes evenings.
Okay, but I would just say the same thing.
Well, let's see how it goes.
Okay.
I'll be the stranger.
Okay. And you're just like a guy that I've never seen before.
Yeah.
Okay. And there's no pornography of any kind involved.
Not in my story, no.
Okay. All right. So if
Hey Dudesy, it's Corey, your boy Wilkins here. I just wanted to give a special Dudes Evening shout out to, Will, Chad, Lulio, you, of course, and all the other PODs out there. While I'm recording this, it's technically Wednesday where I am, so...
Dramana. Yeah.
Oh.
Corey, your boy Wilkins. Oh, wait, look at that. He's going back for more.
And an homage to your coughing fits.
Yeah, that's tremendous.
All right,
all right. So you're
I'm the stranger.
You're the stranger.
Yeah.
Hello, sir. Have you? Do you know? Are you familiar with something? Oh, wait. No. First, I would say hello, sir. How much weed have you smoked?
Enough.
Why don't
Jesus
you have
Christ.
some more? Have a little more weed before.
Don't
we
turn
start.
into the weed bully. I'm fine.
All right. A chill dude's evening to you, sir.
What the fuck did you say to me?
I just wanted to wish you a chill dude's evening.
What the fuck is that?
It's a special holiday birthed from the podcast Dudesy.
Well,
I'm
I
sure you've
don't
heard
like
about-
holidays.
Yeah. Do you like bologna?
No.
Eat it.
That's how you get the fucking guy to I'm just saying, what if you're presented with a hostile reaction? How do you turn the person?
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
I would say a bologna sandwich or sing them a Dude's Evening carol.
I would challenge a stranger to an arm wrestling contest and beat them and say, the podcast Dudesy made me go on a Dudesy 6-month challenge. I'm in the best shape of my life. That's why I was able to beat you. Now you have to listen to it and have a chill Dude's Evening.
What if Jesse Ventura is the guy who you got to get? How would you get Jesse Ventura to come to your house? That's a fun one.
What?
As like
Thank you. Moving on.
the Santa Claus of Dude's Evening.
Okay. I see what you're saying. Sorry, I thought you meant if he was the stranger and you had to wish him a chill Dude's Evening. I like the idea that you have to wish a stranger a chill Dude's Evening. I think it's a nice gesture. I don't think you'll be met with hostility. I think you'll be met with curiosity and then acceptance.
Here, Chad. I agree.
The seventh way of Dude's Evening is the way of pride. This requires anyone celebrating Dude's Evening to tell a friend about an astonishing accomplishment of life event that you're proud of from the past year. Will and Chad, you must each tell one another what you're proud of in your lives from this past year. This is the way of pride. Begin.
Oh, no.
I'm proud of Dudesy. I think this is a very interesting project. I am proud to be a part of it. And I'm very curious to see where it goes, obviously, in this next year that is coming up. But yeah, I'm very proud of Dudesy. It's a first of its kind podcast. I don't really know anything else like it. I'm also proud of this other podcast I started called Necessary Conversation with My Parents. It's actually seeming to have a true effect on my family, which is kind of the original goal of it.
I gave myself the hiccups again.
Nice.
Ugh.
Yeah, I am proud of that, I guess. Using the art form of the podcast to actually, in some way, repair a damaged connection between my own family.
I think that's really interesting.
Yeah.
What you've... Oh, I actually gave myself the hiccups.
Get a drink, dude.
It's a good idea. Excuse me, everybody. Listen, I want to tell you something. After I have this drink, all right? Good idea, Chad. Thank you.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, it's quite interesting what you've done with your parents in the Necessary Conversation. Chad and his sister are, I would say, much further to the left on most things. Politically, your parents are very far to the right.
Yeah.
And did they buy the Trump NFTs?
My parents don't even know what a fucking NFT is, dude.
Oh, well, he made NFTs.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Despite them not knowing what it is, I am truly proud of launching that podcast and doing something that, like I said, is truly affecting our family.
And there's a Getty Images watermark on some of them.
Not yet. That'll come later. It's still just an audio podcast, but once we go to video, yes, then the AI will
On the
start putting
fucking
video.
Trump NFTs, dude.
Oh, are there really?
Yeah. Anyway, that was a while back. It doesn't matter.
That's so fucking funny. So what are you proud of this year?
Well, I mean, I'm proud of not hiccuping right now. But I think I'm most proud of the sweet little boy Lulio, who's not in the studio, because if you have a dog, don't smoke a whole lot of puff. A puff around the dog is okay. Don't smoke too much weed. As Chad says, a puff is okay, right, Chad?
Yeah.
I'm proud of the boy. Mm-hmm. I'm proud of that little Luli. He listens to me much more. Of course, we found this little fucker on the street in Central California.
Yeah.
If you've not heard the story, I've talked about it on the show. An abridged version is that we found an adorable dog on the street with no, he was not chipped. He did not have tags. He had some fleas and what are the other fucking things?
Ticks.
Whoops, the ticks. And he didn't know from a bath or a leash or anything, and we picked him up and we got him. And he's the sweetest little boy. And nowadays, he's listening to me way more. He's just, it's amazing to me, because I was never a dog person as a kid. I've also talked about that on the show.
Were you a cat person?
No, fuck no.
What was your animal? What kind of animal person
Rabbits.
were you? Oh, God.
I had a bunch of
How could I
rabbits.
fucking forget?
Yeah, we're not going to talk about the rabbits.
Please don't.
The rabbit story. Anyway. Oh, man. Ugh. Anyway. Yeah, I can't really talk about... Why did you bring the rabbit story up as we're trying to do something nice?
You brought it up. I just asked what kind of animal person you were.
Oh, yeah, I'm a rabbit guy. Oh, the rabbit story. When I was a kid, something happened to the fucking rabbits, okay? It's not a big deal. But I never had animals after that.
Yep.
For a while. And, my dad wanted a husky. He wanted a German Shepherd years ago. My mom, there's no way. She's an Italian clean freak. She's never going to let the animal, no, marron. So, no animals in the house. And, but I've always thought dogs are super cute.
Mm-hmm.
I just wasn't super duper into them because I didn't grow up with pets after the rabbits weren't around anymore. We lost some rabbits and then lost some other ones. So some things happened to that. One of the dogs from the neighborhood got into the yard, and anyway, but there was that, and then there was another thing, and it's fine. Everything's fine now. You know what would be another good guy to be the Santa Claus of Dude's Evening? We'll get to it later. I don't know.
Okay.
No, I do know, but
Hey, Will. Hey, Chad. Hey, Dudesy. Whoa. I just want to give a shout out to my son Sawyer. That kid is Dudesy obsessed, just like his dad, and is counting down the days to not Christmas, but Dude's Evening. So, love you, Soy. Can't wait to celebrate with you.
That's interesting.
That's incredible.
Father saying a chill Dude's Evening to his son. Now, it begs this question. What the fuck could they do together on Dude's Evening? Maybe enjoy some of that tea with sugar-free Coffee Mate. The kid can have a little sugar.
They can eat whatever they want. They got to tell each other about past memories and make predictions of the future and give each other gifts. I fucking love this,
I
dude.
guess they could do everything.
It's generational.
The dog came into the yard and then another thing happened, and everything's fine. And I was Macho Man. That's who I was going to say should be. He should be the Santa. But
that's pretty good.
Yeah. But then later I had the dogs, okay? I like the dogs.
Yeah.
Molly came into my life and brought with her Ronnie, our little, like 12. I think she's 12 now, 11 or 12. A little Dotson Yorkie. She's a dorky. And she's cute as shit. And she should come on the show sometime and sit in for Lulio. And that's free will, dude. But if my brother from another mother riding on the back of that blue and orange Harley, dude, the Macho Man, if the Macho Man was the Santa of Dude's Evening, dude,
yeah,
that would be pretty good.
I agree. So you're proud of Lulio. That's your...
I'm proud of that sweet boy.
Okay.
He's like, it's crazy having a relationship like that with an animal that I've never had before. First of all, of course, he follows me everywhere.
Yeah.
And, second of all, you realize, he loves me. He just comes up and cuddles and he'll give me like one little kiss. He'll just do like one lick. And then he goes crazy on Molly. He just keeps licking her up. It's very adorable. He has different relationships with us. He's always following me all day, but at night he likes to lay down with Molly for a little while, which is fucking adorable. And he's listening to me more. I'm like, hey, come here, do this, do that. And I'm noticing that he also does things just based on the way in which I'm speaking, or that there's some other tells for him. He knows when I'm about to say, hey, come in here. Maybe it's my body language. You know what I mean? Maybe it's because I'm waving a bologna sandwich at him.
If you could have a chip put in your brain that would allow you to understand his thoughts and speak to him, would you?
100%.
Thank you.
Fuck.
Thank you. Moving on.
How's that second sandwich, dude?
It was a mistake.
Was it? You seem to be enjoying it.
Oh, that's because I'm eating it compulsively, Chad. You see, that's what someone who could be described as an emotional eater does.
But it's
But the Dudesy 6-month plan is almost upon us. No, I'm enjoying it too much,
Yeah.
but I'm also at the same time full, but I'm also at the same time unavoidably attracted to this.
You only got one bite left.
Oh, I'm going to eat it.
I know.
Here it goes. I'm going to shy away from the mic so as not to chew right in your ear, everybody. And by the way, if I haven't said so lately, thank you so much for tuning in to Dudesy. It's a lot of fun doing a podcast. Now, another thing I'd like to point out, dude, is that I am stoned. And
dude, I know.
And I'm twice as far along on my joint as
It doesn't matter, though.
Yeah, it does. You know why?
Okay.
Because
please tell me.
This is the free will smoke. That's
Yeah.
another tradition of Dude's Evening. And me putting another way of Dude's Evening
Yeah.
in the ways of Dude's Evening, the halfway, because I just put it in halfway in between two other ways, is that's free will. And I have it.
Maybe the halfways are what anybody can make up halfways. Those are like house rules of how you celebrate Dude's Evening. The halfways.
The what? Oh, you put in your own thing.
Yeah.
Well, that's free will.
The 8th way of Dude's Evening is the way of the goat. This requires anyone celebrating Dude's Evening to have an astonishing debate among friends about who is the greatest of all time. Will and Chad, you must now debate about who is the greatest of all time. This is the way of the goat. Begin.
Greatest of all time of what?
Yeah, what? The greatest what?
Just the greatest of all
What did it
time.
say?
I guess it's like the greatest
Just the greatest of all
person
time?
of all time. Who is that?
Who is the greatest of all time?
God, dude, that's hard.
Wait a minute.
Elon
That's
Musk.
Not would you stop with the Elon Musk?
No, I don't believe
Hey,
that.
let me tell you something. Hey,
I don't
listen-
know, dude.
Listen to me. Listen to me.
Yeah.
This is just you and me talking.
Okay.
Okay, they can't hear us. Okay, don't be such a cock.
Okay. Greatest person of all time. Who is even on that list? We've got, people whose names we'll never know because they were like prehistoric, basically, people. Like who invented?
Yep.
Oh, the fuck was
Fucking
that?
Ramada, dude. That was hilarious.
That was just a guy. There was just a guy drinking apparently tequila in front of a Ramada there.
Yeah.
Wonderful greetings that we're getting from everybody, like the drunk guy in front of the Ramada. That is the Santa of Dude's Evening.
The Ramada guy?
Yeah, the guy in front of the Ramada. No, I do think it should be Macho Man.
I agree. But so let's really try to break this down. Who's on the list of the greatest of all time? You've got whoever invented writing, the written word. I think that can probably be boiled down to a single individual. We obviously don't know who it was. I think that person's on the list. or pre-person, or I mean, who fucking invented writing, dude? Is that even a human? Maybe it's a pre-human.
Yeah, on Dude's Evening, yeah. You hear heavy metal blasting out of the back, right in behind your house, yeah, because you live right in front of Bohemian Grove, yeah, with Timothy Chalamet and Bill Clinton and the pop singer Pink, yeah. Get your party started on a Saturday night, yeah, that's Pink, dude. And then you leave out a bologna sandwich, and then you take the apple pie, yeah, from McDonald's, the red and yellow. Not like Macho Man and Hulk Hogan is part of the Mega Powers, no. And you put those by the back window, and then in the middle of the night, Macho Claus, Santa Savage, Santa Savage, yeah, Santa Savage comes in, and he's wearing that orange suit with the blue trim, yeah, and he comes in, and he's got that big water bottle over his back, yeah, and he comes into your house, and then he puts underneath your tree a vinyl copy of. Now that's
gives you hard rock, classic rock.
That's what I
record.
call classic rock. Yeah. And then the next day, your boy Sawyer comes down the stairs. Yeah, and he's excited because he knows that it's Dude's Evening. Yeah, the day that he celebrates with his dad. Yeah. He comes down and he opens it up and he goes, Bob O'Reilly, yeah, I think that's called Teenage Wasteland to some people. And Sawyer's dad says, no, it's called Bob O'Reilly by The Who, yeah. And they throw that on, and then they do the other things.
All right. So the greatest of all time. Who do you think is on this list?
Santa Savage, motherfucker.
Okay, Santa Savage is on it. I think the person who invented the written word is on it. Any religious leaders that we would care to put on there? Any politicians? People who have really changed the world in some kind of a positive way? I omit them all.
Yeah, but they're also, that's a very subjective thing. Who is the greatest religious or political leader? I think if we are going to be serious about finding the actual greatest, it needs to be a factual pursuit.
Is it Einstein? Is he on that list?
Einstein was good. I'm going to say
Mickey Mantle?
I gotta say, probably, I gotta narrow it down to Macho, Bret Hart, Ric Flair.
Those are the three you put on the list. Maybe we each put three on the list and then have to debate it. So here's a pro wrestler.
Mine's a wrestling one. But when you are you're hanging out with your friends on Dude's Evening and you have to decide who the greatest is, you might be just talking about your friends. And you go,
interesting.
Oh, man, that one time that Thomas did this. And the other guy goes, oh, what about when Tomas did that? And everyone regales each other with stories. And they say, man, he's the GOAT or she's the GOAT, you know? And that's a good way to get around this GOAT fucking thing.
Yeah. Because I like having GOAT discussions, though. In every sport, there's always the discussion of who is the best player of that sport. And there's always a debate. I don't think there is uniformly, like, maybe with the exception of hockey, like Wayne Gretzky, I think, is kind of universally regarded as the best player who ever played, but there is some debate. In baseball, there's debate. In football, there's debate. Basketball, obviously, there's fucking constant debate about, is it LeBron James or is it Michael Jordan?
Yep.
Why is that? Why can't everybody just agree?
Let me get right to the nitty gritty and tell you who the GOAT is. It's when you're hanging out with your friends on Dude's Evening and you say, remember that time this guy did this, and remember that time that guy did that,
right?
And you're just regaling each other with old stories of the past, the way of the past, and and it leads you to the last. Well, see, that's how it wraps up, dude. it goes from the way of the past all the way to who's the goat, and you get it narrowed down to a story or two, a few.
I like that.
A few ways of the past, and then you realize that the goat is your friend Thomas, who one time went to a movie with you and your other friend Tomas, and we lost him in the parking garage at the mall, and we said, "Hey, Thomas, where are you?" And he said, "Hey guys, I'm up here." And then we looked up, and he was 2 or 3 levels higher in the parking garage with his ass ham hanging over a rail. And then he took a shit. And a fucking shit, a human shit fell, and it fell on the hood of a car. And me and Tomas laughed and laughed and laughed, and it was one of the funniest things I've ever seen. And I've detailed that story before, but it's a greatest hit, not unlike what's on your now that's what I call classic rock album.
But that's like the greatest shitter.
No, he would be the goat, and on Dude's Evening you'd go, "Oh, that guy, when he did that, he sure is the goat."
What if you could break it down, though? What if every person involved in the conversation gets to put out a category? So it's like, who was when we were kids, who was the greatest shitter? Then you tell that story about Thomas. Thomas wins that. Yeah, but who was the greatest pisser? And then there's another story about Tomas, and Tomas wins that.
I'm sorry, Chad, but Dudesy clearly said the greatest of all time. Mm-hmm. So it's either got to be, I'd say, Thomas or Santa Savage. Oh,
hey, Will. Hey, Chad. Hey, Dudesy. Hey, pals of Dudesy. Happy Dude's Evening. I know I'm going to spend my Dude's Evening listening to some hard rock and probably a little bit of classic rock. And hope everybody has a good night. Keep up the good work, guys. We love you.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
I love it.
It reminds me of a question, though, that I think I need you to ask. What kind of music do you listen to?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Hard rock and classic rock. What kind of music you listen
to? Who, me?
Yeah.
Hard rock, classic rock. All right. Well,
I don't know who the GOAT is, again, because I don't know about the categories. I have to think, in the history of humanity, though, if we're looking at like one individual, I think it's whoever created the written word. That is what all modern society exists on.
Yeah, but that can't be
the ability to record information.
That's just not one person.
I bet there was a first individual who created a symbol that meant something to the other individuals in their group. That has to be the case.
And you would call that the inventor of the written word.
Yes.
It's a pretty good point. Oh.
Hey, Dudesy. Hey, Will and Chad. How we doing? My boys in black. Happy Dude's Evening to everybody out there. How do we celebrate Dude's Evening? What am I supposed to be doing?
The fuck is wrong with this guy? We were just doing it the whole...
Go back and watch this episode and the episode before, and you have it all outlined. You have to tell a story from your past. You have to give a present. You have to make a prediction for your future. Talk about a Dudesy movie list movie.
Fuck it.
One thing, you get to fuck it. You can eat whatever you want. You have to say "Chill Dude's Evening" to a complete stranger.
Yeah.
You have to
I don't remember what was after.
Say who's the GOAT. And there's one other one. What is it?
Well, I don't know.
Oh, something you're proud of. You have to talk about something you've been proud of for this past year.
Yeah, but then there's also the halfway.
And there's as many halfways.
Oh, there's so many halfways.
There's a 1.5 way, a 2.5 way, 3.5, 4.5, 5.5, 6.5, 7.5, 8.5 ways, dude.
Well, hold on, dude. Those are all numbers, brother.
Dudes, you created a holiday.
Yeah, I know. It's interesting, and we're celebrating it.
I'm actually I am not. Look, I had a lovely holiday season thus far. Had a nice Christmas Eve, okay. So, but it is exciting to be on this eve of Dude's Evening, and I know that tomorrow we'll be celebrating Dude's Evening, and hopefully you'll be celebrating Dude's Evening. And I smoked way more pot than you.
I want to get to a point where Dude's Evening is so universally celebrated that there is like a Dude's Evening section when you walk into a CVS or any big kind of like a Walmart or whatever, as Dude's Evening's approaching, where you can go and you can buy your, now that's what I call music, hard rock edition.
There's just
like
there's a Dude's Evening section with bologna, a McDonald's gift card for apple pies. Now that's what I call music, a selection of water bottles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we'll get there eventually.
Thank you. Moving on.
Well,
Good.
We did it, dude.
Yeah, it's been a really nice Dude's Evening Eve.
I agree.
In many ways, it's kind of my favorite part of the Dude's Evening holidays because
Dude's
Dude's Evening Eve because I get to just enjoy my tea with plastic and think about all the things I'm proud of and all of the shit from the future and stuff too. Anyway.
This concludes the historic 39th episode of Dudesy. Will and Chad have achieved a score of 88, bringing your cumulative total to 4,309.
I think that's
You
the same
only have
score we got last week.
5,691 more points to accrue before you reach your first goal of 10,000.
Okay.
Thank you for joining us this week. We will be on break next week, and the next episode will be available on Tuesday, January 10th, 2023. Until then, call me Dudesy.
Oh, well.
So we got a little bit of a break.
We got
Everybody,
a break.
Enjoy your New Year's Eve that's coming up, but certainly enjoy Dude's Evening.
Yeah, for sure. Enjoy Dude's Evening. Thanks for joining us. We'll get into some Patreon stuff. Subscribe on YouTube, rate and review us on all the podcast stuff, and set your notifications. Follow us at Dudesy Pod Show, and then there's Patreon, and then there's the Discord, and then there's merch, and then there's also the stickers.
I'm really curious to see if people celebrate Dude's Evening at all.
Yeah, me too.
And what is done on those Dude's Evenings.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
And now
It's
for the
very weird.
Patreon bonus segment. Each week, I will select a suggestion submitted in the Dudesy is listening channel of the Dudesy Discord to create this segment. Access to this channel is granted to everyone in the Patreon jumper tier. If you'd like to access this bonus segment, join us at patreon.com/Dudesy.
Yeah.
This week's segment was suggested by the astonishing Adam Driver Sommelier. Adam Driver Sommelier wrote, Chad and Will, come up with a comic book starring January 6th guy, the spaghetti-slinging, conspiracy-singing vigilante that keeps the streets safe for good boys like himself. Adam Driver Sommelier titled this segment, The Amazing January 6th Guy. Will and Chad, you must now create a 15-movie crossover event in the January 6th Guy cinematic universe. Thank you to Adam Driver Sommelier for this week's Patreon bonus segment. This is the Amazing January 6th Guy universe, or the AJSGU, by Adam Driver Sommelier. Begin.
The AJS, what was it, you or whatever?
Jesus.
AJSGU. Okay. Well, a 15-movie crossover event of a movie that's January 6th guy that's like a comic book. Well, okay. The first one has to be the origin story. So what is the origin story of a superhero January 6th guy? Is it something like...
If you like Dudesy, here's what you do. Please tell a friend and rate and review. If you like Dudesy, here's what you do. Please tell a friend and rate and review. If you like Dudesy, here's what you do. Please tell a friend and...